This video is made possible by Dehancer. Use code MONOCHROMESUNRISE10 at checkout for 10% off. Over the last few years, I've become increasingly interested in film emulation. I've been doing film photography for a long time now, but using film for video is just so out of my price range that it basically just removes the option entirely. Enter the wide variety of film emulation software. Dehancer is absolutely not the only option for this. I've had some good success with DaVinci Resolve's Film Look Creator, but if you want accurate results and a variety of film stocks that you can emulate, then Dehancer is by far the best choice for that. The team at Dehancer has given me access to their DaVinci plugin, their plugin for Lightroom and Capture One, as well as their standalone software that they've recently developed. And it's currently only available for Apple, but it should be getting support for PC in the future. That's definitely something I'm gonna have to check with them. Now, while I'm under no obligation to say nice things about their product, and they're not gonna see this video before it goes out, I do have some level of bias given that they have given me some free stuff and an affiliate code. So take that with a grain of salt. Okay, now that's out of the way, without any further ado, let's see how I've been using it. Regardless of what your thoughts are on emulating film stocks on digital, as opposed to just shooting it on real film to begin with, that might be something that just feels inauthentic to you no matter how it's done. The fact is, Dehancer does a pretty bloody good job when it comes to emulating film. So why is it that we seem to be more attracted to the look and feel of film over the accuracy and detail of digital? I mean, haven't camera companies spent the last 20 years fighting over resolution and megapixel count, lens sharpness and dynamic range just for us to come in and reduce the quality in post? The thing is, we don't actually want high resolution and perfection if it comes at the expense of character and humanity, especially in art. We want to see the artist in the art, even if that means witnessing their fight against the constraints of the art form they're working in. Here's a quote from Brian Eno. "Whatever you now find weird, ugly, uncomfortable and nasty about a new medium will surely become its signature. Seedy distortion, the jitteriness of digital video, the crap sound of 8-bit. All of these will be cherished and emulated as soon as they can be avoided. It's the sound of failure. So much modern art is the sound of things going out of control, of a medium pushing to its limits and breaking apart. The distorted guitar sound is the sound of something too loud for the medium supposed to carry it. The blues singer with the cracked voice is the sound of an emotional cry too powerful for the throat that releases it. The excitement of grainy film, of bleached out black and white, is the excitement of witnessing events too momentous for the medium assigned to record them." We've become so overexposed to perfect imagery and composition that it's actually more interesting to see ambitious failure rather than technical success. But there's a couple of other reasons as well. Film grain feels tactile, like the sunlight catching the dust on the cover of my record player while I write this, or the roughness of a brick wall. It's something we feel like we can reach out and touch, and be grounded to our surroundings through it. Film grain grounds us to the worlds of the films we watch, makes us feel like we can reach into the screen, grab hold. And finally, of course, nostalgia. As the world gets increasingly more scary and unpredictable, we reach for what makes us feel safe. The look of the films we grew up on. This might not be the healthiest reason to return to film, but it gives us an anchor point of familiarity that we can use to launch off from to reach brave new heights. Here's some unscripted closing thoughts on Dehancer. I really enjoy the way that it works. I think it's a really good tool in the arsenal. There are ways to accomplish it without using this program, So weigh up your options there with pricing. You definitely don't need this. If you're starting out, especially if you're starting out, you do not need this. But if making your videos look like film is something you really want to do, and you're making money off your videos, or you want to dive into it from an artistic standpoint, and you have the money to spend, absolutely, like, it's great. Use it, go for it, awesome. Something I would like to change about the standalone app is I would love to see a curves adjustment in there. I think it would be a good way to kind of like play with the image a little bit more creatively, so you don't have to go back out of it into Capture One or Lightroom. And masking is probably a little bit too much to ask for. It's not that kind of program, but that would also be good to see if you could do more photographic adjustments that meant you could stay inside the standalone program and not have to jump back out. But as it stands, as a way to apply a film look and then continue editing in another program, it's a really good way to do it. So again, massive thanks to Dehancer for giving me free access and making this possible. And love to hear your thoughts on this process. Is this something you want to work with? Are there other ways you go about creating this look? And do you think it's worthwhile to be creating film emulation, to be emulating film? Or do you think we should just move forwards and focus on digital? Sound off, let me know. So otherwise, if you enjoyed this, give me a subscribe, hit the bell, I guess, like the video. I don't really understand how this stuff works, but if it means I get to keep making this, then yeah, that'd be awesome.